On July 30th, 2024, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC set up immigration fraud section of its command across the country. This effort is geared towards tackling visa, tourism and immigration scam and the accompanying reputational damage they are causing Nigeria, as well as the pain and loss faced by citizens. The EFCC chairman Ola Olukoyede stated that the commission was motivated to set it up as a result of the stream of fraud taking place on immigration matters in the country and the need to protect Nigerians from the antics of immigration fraudsters. Today, we will be looking at visa tourism and immigration fraud, which has become widespread due to the increasing desire by citizens to travel or relocate, an act called the Japa syndrome in the Nigerian parlance. The issue of visa scam has made some individuals who seek greener pastures outside of the shores of Nigeria to become victims to the visa con artist. These con men or women, as the case may be, guarantee quick and easy visas, enticing travel packages, benefits and immigration permits that will never materialize. In this episode, our interview segment will tackle issues relating to visa scam. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Please stay tuned. We'll start today's program with updates on the activities of the EFCC in the past week. First on our lineup is the visit by the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, Professor Charles Anosike. Professor Anosike, who applauded the Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, for giving a human face to the anti-corruption fight when he led the management of the agency on a courtesy visit to the EFCC headquarters in Jabi, Abuja. Amata Ngbede has more on this report.
Professor Anosike said that one of the major areas that drew his attention to the EFCC is the human face the EFCC chairman has given the EFCC and called for a collective action in the anti-corruption fight as a preventive measure to strengthen ethical and behavioral change. Anosike noted that there is a need for a very consistent and deliberate effort to partner and collaborate with the EFCC in order to build capacity in the area of risk assessment.
We need a very consistent and deliberate effort to partner and collaborate with EFCC in order to build capacity in the area of risk assessment and also one major area that drew my attention and instigated my interest in the new leadership is the human face the chairman has given to EFCC, calling for collective action as a preventive measure to deal with ethics and strengthening of behavioral change. So I think that's a key area.
The secretary to the commission, Mohammed Hamajoda, who received the delegation on behalf of Olukoyede, expressed delight with the visit and assured the delegation that the doors of the commission were open for stakeholders' collaboration and would move the country forward.
Basically, whatever you need as partners in the EFCC, we are ready and willing to partner with you at any area you want us to partner. Feel free, the doors of the EFCC is open 24/7. Anytime you need, let's sit down, give us what you need, we'll take it up from there and give you the desired result.
While lending his voice on the preparedness of the EFCC to collaborate, the Chief of Staff to the Commission, CE Michael Nzikwe, observed that stakeholders' collaboration is one of the core values of the EFCC.
The Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has called on student leaders across the country to take the front seat in the fight against cybercrime by upholding digital integrity and becoming change agents in their respective communities. Olukoyede gave the charge in Abuja while delivering a keynote address at the Zero Tolerance for Social Immoralities Initiative ZC Leadership Conference 3.0. Chinonso Alexander Eni tells us more on this and on another engagement held at the 13th Annual Teenagers Workshop organized by Al Habibia Islamic Society. Over to you, Chinonso.
The chairman, who was represented by Head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Commission, Assistant Commander of the EFCC 2, Aisha Mohammed, stressed the youths are critical stakeholders in the battle against corruption and financial crimes, warning that cybercrimes not only destroys individual potentials, but also undermines national development. He stated that there is no virtue in deceit, no honor in impersonation, and no sustainable wealth in stealing from others, and that nation builders cannot emerge from business breakers. Olukoyede lamented that Nigeria has lost significant financial and reputational wealth to internet fraud and urged students to reject cultism, fraud, money laundering, drug abuse, child trafficking, and economic sabotage. Speaking on the theme, digital integrity and the fight against cybercrime, empowering student leaders as change agents, the EFCC boss explained that digital integrity entails truthfulness, accountability, and respect for users and their data in the digital space. He outlined best practices for individuals and institutions to safeguard themselves online, including the use of strong passwords, two-factor authentication, updated software, antivirus protection, and vigilance against phishing attempts. Highlighting EFCC's initiatives, Olukoyede mentioned the establishment of a 24/7 Cybercrime Rapid Response Desk, the hosting of a National Cybercrime Summit, and the Commission's collaborations with student unions and institutions through enlightenment programs and anti-corruption clubs. He emphasized that empowering student leaders with knowledge and integrity will not only reduce cybercrimes, but also build a generation of ethical leaders who can shape a better Nigeria.
Time and time again, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has been deeply concerned about youth involvement in cybercrimes and other acts of corruption. Internet crimes are compromising of productivity, resourcefulness, entrepreneurship, and good living of our youth. There is no virtue in deceit, no honor in impersonation, and no sustainable wealth in stealing from others. Nation builders cannot emerge from business breakers. Nigeria has lost considerably financial and reputational wealth to cybercrime.
On his part, the Inspector General of Police, represented by Deputy Superintendent of Police Solomon Abba, delivered a paper on campus safety and crime prevention, strengthening youth leadership for safer communities. He stressed that true security is not merely the absence of crime, but the presence of values, urging students to shun cultism, drug abuse, cybercrime, and other vices. He applauded the Nigerian police force's commitment to deepening collaboration with youth-led groups through initiatives, including the police campaign against cultism and other vices, Pokakov.
It reminds us that the true security is not only the absence of crime, or the presence of values. Values that guide the young people to live responsibly, live courageously, and resist the lure of immorality and social decays.
Similarly, the chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, represented by Etuka Chizoba Ifoma, warned of the devastating effects of drug abuse on the nation's youth. Presenting a paper on Drug Abuse Awareness and Prevention, a leadership approach to securing the future of Nigerian students, Marwa described the menace as a national development challenge. He urged student leaders to lead by example, provide peer support, and collaborate with stakeholders to secure campuses against substance abuse.
The way we see a cancer patient in the hospital, probably when he doesn't take his drugs and everybody's worried, it's the same way drug abuse is. It's a mental problem. It's something we have to bring them closer, show them love, show them compassion. It's something we don't need to castigate them and just throw them away. Because with the love, especially the love, the support from the family, it can help them to heal.
Earlier in his welcome address, the chairperson of ZC Africa, Ambassador Ibrahim Abdulrazak Imam, noted that over 1,000 student leaders from across Nigeria and Africa registered for the conference, with a large percentage joining virtually. He said the gathering was established to provide a national platform for grooming student leaders as moral reformers and change agents against vices such as drug abuse, sexual harassment, cybercrime, examination malpractice, and cultism. As a peer-led movement to institutionalize moral reorientation and ethical leadership on campuses. The executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ola Olukoyede, has charged Nigerian students to resent corruption and all forms of economic and financial crimes. He gave the charge at the 13th annual Teenagers Workshop organized by Al-Abibiya Islamic Society at Epitome Model Islamic School, Maraba, Nasarawa State. Speaking on the dangers of corruption and the importance of integrity through the head of Enlightenment and Reorientation Unit of the Commission, ACE2 Aisha Mohammed, the EFCC boss regretted the corruption has eaten deep into the fabric of the Nigerian society and called for a collective action against it, especially from the youths, being the future leaders of the country. Speaking on integrity, Olukoyede noted that the moment integrity is lost, everything is gone. He stressed the need for the young ones to make integrity their trademark, whereby people can identify them with. During the interactive session at the event, ACE1 Ilyas Ubala drew a parallel in the mandate of the EFCC and that of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, which are both anti-corruption agencies. In her remarks, the Director of Empowerment and Endowment of Al-Abibiya Islamic Society, Habiba Ahmed, thanked Olukoyede and the management and staff of the EFCC for consistently engaging with youths as partners in the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes. She urged the participants to support the EFCC in its anti-corruption fight and to take the anti-corruption message of the Commission home to their families and friends. The workshop, which attracted teenagers from across the country, aimed at molding morally upright and socially responsible youths by instilling the values of good leadership, qualities, integrity, and civic responsibility in them. I am Chinonso Eni, reporting for The Eagle.
Fraudsters frequently create counterfeit websites and emails pretending to be travel agents, visa advisors, or government representatives. They are quick to guarantee hitch-free visas, lucrative employment opportunities, or expedite immigration procedures. All this after upfront payment of large sums of money, mostly in foreign currencies. Victims often find themselves losing their money, stuck in foreign nations, or dealing with deportation because of fraudulent documentation. In Nigeria, visa, tourism, and immigration fraud is a punishable offense, and it has a special law to deal with offenders. These fraudulent schemes impact people both financially and emotionally, while also damaging the credibility of authentic travel and immigration services. It is essential for the public to remain informed, alert, and careful when navigating visa and immigration procedures. Join us as Miracle Chukwuagwuziam and our guests discuss visa, tourism, and immigration scams, what you need to know. Over to you, Miracle.
Today, we're exploring a critical issue that impacts travelers and individuals looking for new opportunities abroad. Scams related to visa, tourism, and immigration. These fraudulent schemes can be devastating, resulting in the loss of funds, shattered dreams, and in some instances, even serious legal repercussions, whether through bogus travel agencies, deceitful visa agents, or misleading online platforms. Immigration and tourism-related scams are an increasingly alarming issue. In this discussion, we will listen to Assistant Commander of EFCC 2, Helen Nabiri. She's the head Visa and Migration Fraud Section, VMFX, here at the headquarters, as she shares insights on how we can better safeguard ourselves against these scams. So remain with us as we delve into this urgent matter and examine the measures we can take to avoid falling victims. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
The topic of today's discussion is centered on visa, tourism, and immigration scams. For clarity's sake, what are visa, tourism and immigration scams, and how are they usually operated or committed?
Visa is a supplement of a passport. It's usually like it comes in form of a stamp, a sticker, and sometimes on a separate attached document. So this is used in gaining entry into another country. It's also good, we know that there are different types of visas. You have the medical, you have the students, you have the job, work visas, you have the tourist visas, etc., and many others.
Why is this type of scam seem so common in Nigeria? Is it due to the high immigration interest, or are there other reasons?
I would say yes, due to high immigration interest. Many people want to travel nowadays out of the country. They want to jackpot. They want to
the jackpot syndrome.
The jackpot syndrome, most especially the youth. They want to go out, just leave Nigeria. Again, there may be other reasons, medical reasons. Students would want to study visa, they want to go for study, they want to go for medical reasons, and they want to go for tourism, just to see.
What are the red flags people should look out for when applying for a visa or a travel package?
First of all, in applying for a visa or traveling package, some of the red flags, first of all, is we look out for mouth-watery offers. What do I mean by mouth-watery offers? Something that is like too real to be true. You know, some people just look at the visa fee and the charge is like something lower, very unusual, and you're like, this one is good. No, you have the official fee. It's usually lower than the official fee, and then you jump at it. So those are red flags.
Just like you rightly said, in the Nigeria context, they will say, "Awoof, they run belly."
Yes.
Yes.
Then again, I would just add to that again. If you also look, part of the red flag is that these people are not transparent.
Yes.
They don't want to give you the full information. So sometimes you go out to look for their offices. You want to say, where is the address? Or they'll tell you, come online on so time. It's something that is genuine and is transparent, and you don't have any, it should be well known, and you don't have any skeleton in your cupboard. I mean, you don't have anything to hide. So, but sometimes even your information, they keep it from you. So that's part of the red flag.
What are the consequences now, the emotional and financial consequences for the victim, for those who have fallen victim of this crime?
First of all, financial loss. The victims, they lose financially, they lose a lot of money, and this depression sets in. When you lose a lot of money, you're not actualizing your dream of, you don't find fulfillment in your dream of going abroad. So depression, and before you know, you're just, I don't know what to do. And again, you lack trust. So we also have some genuine traveling agencies and agents. So because of this first impression or this act, it makes other traveling agents or agencies, you lose trust in them.
Yes.
And then even our country, by the time you're tendering or you're furnishing the embassies with fake or fraudulent documents, you don't like it when you go out there and then you see someone with a green passport and you say Nigeria. It's a dent in the image of the country.
It paints us black.
Yes, it paints us black out there. So those are the consequences.
You made mention of the steps people, Nigerians, should take, before paying for this visa, the travel and the visa fee. Are there some regulatory bodies that checkmate the activities of these agents or agencies, these travel agencies?
Yes, we have some regulatory bodies that the traveling agencies or agents are expected to register with.
Yes.
For instance, you have Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You can verify from them.
Yes.
You can also check out Nigerian Immigration Service, and then you can also check the Nigeria Traveling Agencies the National Association of Nigeria Traveling Agencies, that's the NANTA, and then you have the International Association of Air Transport Association, that's IATA accreditation. So if they are registered there, good and fine, you go ahead with them, at least, you know. Then lastly, we have the Nigeria Tourism Development Authority, that's the NTDA.
So what is the EFCC doing to eradicate this type of fraud in the country?
The Commission has the creation of a specialized section commission-wide that's called the Visa and Migration Fraud Section, the VMFS. It's commission-wide, created specially to give attention to such visa scams cases, amongst others. Yeah, and then it shows, it's a proof to show that the Commission is determined to combat, to eradicate this such fraud. That's why we have this specialized section that is saddled with the responsibility of carrying out such investigation. Apart from that, we also have the public enlightenment programs, the sensitization programs that we do, just like what you can see now, what we're doing here,
yes,
to enlighten the public, to sensitize the public, to create awareness so that they don't fall victims of such fraud. Then we have our social media handles, which you are all encouraged to follow. You have the X, formerly Twitter,
yes,
and then you have our Facebook. You have Instagram.
Yes.
Then you have info@efcc.gov.ng, where you can report such cases. You report there. We'll take it up from there. We investigate and do our reports accordingly. Then you also have our live programs, EFCC Connect, where you can watch us and then connect with us and learn from there, from seasoned investigators that would put you through. We also have a full dedicated radio station,
yes,
97.3 FM, which you can tune into to listen to our programs, okay, where we have such discussions.
Now, let's look at the legislation or the consequences for the perpetrators of this crime, the fraudsters. What are the legal punishment for those who indulges in this kind of crime or other related offenses?
So for the perpetrators, they can be punished under the Advanced Fee Fraud Act 2006, for instance, where you have the obtaining money by false pretenses, in getting in defrauding the public or victims victims of their hard-earned funds.
Yes.
They can be charged under that, so they will face the penalty according to the Advanced Fee Fraud Act of 2006. You also have the Money Laundering the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022.
Yes.
Yes, where because some of them also laundered this money, so they can be punished under that. And then you have the EFCC Establishment Act 2004. So it provides the necessary punishment for this one.
What are your last word or your word of advice to those listening or watching us?
I want to say for those planning, for our audience, for those planning to travel abroad, like I've always said, look before you leap. Don't be too in a hurry. Yes, you want to travel out, but don't be too in a hurry as to, at the end of the day, how will I put it, suffer loss, okay? Carry out your due diligence. Don't be too in a hurry to transfer your hard-earned source. Carry out your due diligence. Like I earlier said, visit the embassies to make your inquiries, carry out your verification. And you yourself, don't use forged documents or forged certificate, because sometimes you're also in the know. The agency, they'll tell you, this is it for a particular fee, and you consent to it. So you're not expected to do such, knowing that it's fake, because you can also be charged.
You mean the applicant now?
Yes, you can. Because they tell you, they will tell you, this one is forged. So you are in the picture, you are in the know. You are putting fake date of birth, fake certificate. You know you never attended such schools.
Yes.
You know you never. So I mean, it's a two-faced set thing. So the public needs to also be cautious of what you're doing. Lastly, it's a privilege to be on this program. Thank you all for listening to me. And remember, the fraudsters are not relenting. EFCC is not also relenting. EFCC is doing everything it can in our possible best to make sure we get these fraudsters to book. Hence, when you see something, say something, and EFCC will do something.
My name is Miracle Chukwuagoziem. Back to the studio for the rest of the program.
And that's it on today's program on The Eagle. We will be back next week with other discussions on economic and financial crimes, as well as other forms of corruption. Don't forget to keep the discussion going through our email info@efcc.gov.ng. And if you want to speak to any of our officers, the line to call is 0809 3322 644. Also follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, X, and Instagram @official EFCC for all matters relating to economic and financial crimes. Also join us every day from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on EFCC Radio 97.3 FM, the Voices Against Economic and Financial Crimes, for updates on the activities of the EFCC and other matters. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Stay blessed, goodbye, and God bless Nigeria.